Hi guys, Miss Acton here, and doing reading. You guys are almost there. Almost third graders, isn't that exciting? All right, so I'm going to keep it short and sweet. We're going to be talking about the same tornado that we were talking about yesterday. So we know that tornadoes happen quite frequently, but this one was extra crazy and extra special because this tornado ended up being a mile wide long and ended up creating a storm that created a lot of destruction. So we're going to read this passage again and we're going to answer questions about it, but the questions are going to be aimed towards the author's claim and reasons to support it, which is what we've been working on and reading. So first thing I want to do is watch this video that this man made of the destruction of this tornado. So we're kind of skipping some spots. I think I'm going to start right here. It's a 4-minute video. I don't want to make you guys sit there and watch it very long. If you go and type in Greensburg, Kansas tornado, all these videos can pop up that you can watch on your own. But let's watch it for ourselves.
Well, here's somebody's tornado shelter. That's about the only safe place to be for this tornado EF5. You can see this is what it looks like above. Complete destruction.
So when he says a tornado shelter, he means kind of like a hole that these people have dug into the ground and then put a door on it. And when you go underground, it's just really hard for a tornado to destroy what's underneath the ground because it doesn't go under the ground, it stays on top. And these things that are flying around in the air, like chunks of houses, pieces of cars, or a whole car, can't get to you whenever you're underneath the ground protected. So that's kind of the safest place you can go. So if you're ever stuck in a tornado, do not stay like on the second or third floor like we would like in our classroom.
Down there we have a tornado shelter. You see it goes underground. It's a good thing because this is what it looks like above ground.
So if you could somehow make it to Rutherford's basement or the first floor, that would be where you're the most safe. And you don't want to be around windows or anything like that. But I mean,
here we have a license plate embedded into a tree. Kansas plates.
Was traveling so fast from the winds of this tornado that it got stuck into a tree. Wait till you see the next thing he shows. That's the same tornado shelter that he was talking about earlier. So you can see, like, if those people were outside of that shelter, all of those things that are around, you call it debris, but basically just trash and junk.
This fork here is stuck in the tree. And the bark is also ripped off the tree. That really shows the power and why it's so dangerous. If you have forks flying through the air as well as sheet metal and boards and nails, that's what makes tornadoes so dangerous. It's not as much the wind as it is the flying debris.
So I'm going to repeat what he said. You know, the winds of a tornado really aren't the dangerous part. It's the things that the wind causes to fly through the air. So I had a whole drawer full of forks.
You can see this 2x4 went right through this house.
Or a 2x4, which is a
completely
big
through.
So if you have things like forks, license plates, giant boards that have sharp ends, nails, because of this tornado, and they hit you, that's what's really going to injure you, possibly kill you. It's not really the wind. It's what the wind's going to pick up and throw at you. I think so. This is to a school. So you can see the doors right here, and they look a lot like the doors that you would see.
And I don't know if you would have survived in the basement on this one. There's a lot of debris. Well, this is the gymnasium of the high school and elementary school.
Yeah, the gymnasium.
You can see where the front doors used to be there, and the walls left standing. So when I pan around here,
but behind it there's
the roof.
You never would think that that's
and
a
gymnasium.
It is just
cleaned.
That once played basketball in.
The entire gymnasium.
Gone.
Now, here's one of the destroyed homes in Greensburg, Kansas. And this is where it used to sit.
So that's where the house used to be. So that tornado picked that house up off of its foundation where it was laid and moved it over to another spot. So I think it's interesting how there are some houses that really don't have a lot of damage to them, and then there's some houses that are just gone. Ugh, so sad. All right, so now let's get to our reading for today. So, again, if you want to know any more about this Greensburg tornado, all you have to do is just go to YouTube or go to Google and type in Greensburg. It's in the article that we're reading today and the article that's in your Google form, which is this one that you're going to be seeing today. It's got the spinning storm, so it's all right there if you want to learn some more about it. So let's learn a little bit more about tornadoes, specifically the one in Greensburg. So on this one, we're going to explore the story just like we did yesterday, but we're going to find the author's claim and point out some reasons that support it. Then you're going to actually do that in the Google form by answering some questions. So first thing that we're going to do is we're going to underline the words that have destroyed in them. So there's all kinds of different versions of the word destroy, like destroyed, destroying, destroy. We're going to underline them because in your Google form today, it's going to ask you what the meaning of that is. We're going to place those words with other words that might make sense to you so we can get a better idea of the meaning. And we're going to use those words to help us to figure out what the meaning of destroy is. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to grab the yellow, we're going to do marker. Tornadoes can destroy everything they touch. On a spring night in 2007, disaster struck a small town in Kansas called Greensburg. Shortly before 10 p.m., remember that's like people were in bed, and you remember the video we watched yesterday, it was pitch black dark while this tornado was making all of these crazy things happening. How scary. A siren went off. A mile-wide tornado was approaching the town. Its winds were more than 200 miles per hour. Winds traveling that fast could pick up an airplane. In less than 10 minutes, the town was destroyed. So we have destroy and destroyed with the ED ending. When the storm had passed, people climbed out from their shelters through the rubble and trash. And that's kind of what we're seeing right now is people coming out. And there's actually that lady that was walking around probably trying to find things that she wanted to keep, like pictures of her family and stuff like that she was trying to find amongst all the trash. Cars and trucks had been thrown into trees. Homes were crushed or ripped from the ground. 10 people lost their lives. So we read through the story, got another idea of what's going on, but I want to take a look at this word, destroyed. So now let's underline the words destroyed. So we did that part. Now we're going to replace them with words that make sense to us. So tornadoes can blank everything they touch. They can destroy everything they touch. How about we could do they tear up? They can tear up everything they touch. They can damage anything they touch. So when you're replacing that word destroy with words that you know a little bit better, it's helping you get an understanding of what destroy means. So we could say tornadoes can tear up everything they touch. Tornadoes can damage everything they touch. Tornadoes can break everything they touch. Those are all words that would work with their building an idea of what the word destroy means. Let's go on to the next one. In less than 10 minutes, the town was destroyed. So you could say, in less than 10 minutes, the town was tore up, the town was damaged, the town was broken, the town was flattened, the town was messed up. Those are all different ways. So whenever someone asks you, what does destroy mean? You could say things like damaged, tore up, broken, messed up. Those are all words that you could use to come up with your meaning for it. So the next time that you're reading a text and there's a word that maybe you don't understand, look at the word around it, read the whole text, and maybe you might be able to come up with an idea of some words that can replace it, and that'll help you with the meaning. All right, so let's get to the author's claim part of this. So what is the author's claim? You guys know from Miss Ramos and Miss Jess and me telling you the author's claim is normally at the very beginning of the story. Let's read the first sentence and see what it says. Tornadoes can destroy everything they touch. Now you've had this text. This is the third time. This will be the fourth while we're reading it. Does this text talk about how tornadoes destroy things? Yes, the entire text talks about that. And even the picture, the photograph that goes along with it shows you that too. So the author's claim throughout this entire text is tornadoes destroy everything they touch. And they're giving you this entire text to convince you of that. So what are some sentences that they use to help support their claim? Basically, what are they saying that is going to convince you that tornadoes destroy everything they touch? Most of the things that they're telling you to convince you are down here in this last article or this last part of the text. So it'll be the last paragraph. People climbed out from their shelters through rubble and trash. So when you look at a house, you don't call a house trash or rubble. But if you see a house that looks like this right here, where it's just boards and nails and shingles and siding and stuff like that, metal and wood, it looks like rubble and trash. So that clearly shows you destruction, that it's been destroyed. So that's definitely an example. Cars and trucks had been thrown into trees. If a car was thrown up into a tree and then fell back down out of it, it probably would destroy it. And if a tornado caused it, that means a tornado destroys everything it touches. Another claim to it: homes were crushed or ripped from the ground. That's absolutely a reason to show that tornadoes are destroyed. I mean, look around here, all these have been ripped from their foundations, torn to pieces, all really, really good reasons to support that tornadoes can destroy everything they touch. And then the last one is probably the most serious and the saddest. Tornadoes can touch humans. And what's the biggest way to destroy a human? That is to, kill them. And 10 people lost their lives. So tornadoes can absolutely destroy humans when they touch them by ending their life, by killing them, which is really sad. So those are some really good ones that the author used to support their claim, which is that tornadoes destroy everything they touch. But they also gave some facts about them, like how that they can travel 200 miles per hour. That's faster than any car ever dreamed about going on the roads around Rutherford. If you saw a car going 200 miles per hour, it would be a blur. It would be like Lightning McQueen driving past your house. And a tornado traveling that fast, or the winds traveling that fast, is absolutely crazy. And of course, it's going to destroy whatever it touches. Winds that fast are going to pick up an airplane. I mean, that's crazy. Imagine what it could do to a car or to you whenever it picks you up and throws you around. So those are all really good reasons to support their claim. So when we get down to the end of it, whenever asked what the author's claim is, basically what they're saying is that tornadoes can damage, destroy, mess up, tear up anything that comes in its path. So if a tornado is heading towards you, there's a good chance it's going to destroy you and everything around you. So you need to get to a shelter. And that's why we take those disaster drills really serious at school, because we never know if something like that might happen around us. So now your job is to go back to the Google form, read this article to yourself one more time. Miss Acton has a video where you can click on to read it to you again, answer those questions. If you have any trouble, please contact your parents or please contact your teachers. I hope you had a good time, and I will be so excited if you tell me that you went and Googled some more stuff about this tornado or even other tornadoes that have been just as bad as this one in Greensburg, Kansas. So go and do some research on some tornadoes on your Chromebooks at home. All right, bye guys.